Hi everyone, welcome to Tips and Tricks. Today, let's discuss a lesson, let's learn a lesson. The Night I Met Einstein. It was written by Jerome Weidman. Was an American playwright and a novelist. In 1960, he won the Pulitzer Prize for his work. A musical titled Firello, he collaborated with George Bach and Sheldon Harnick for its music and lyrics. Today, let's understand a lesson. It's a very light reading lesson. I hope you enjoy it. It's an autobiography. When I was a very young man, I was invited to dine at the homes of philanthropists. After a wonderful dinner, our hostess took us to a large drawing room. Chairs were arranged. I am arranging the chairs for a concert. My hostess said we are going to listen to a very good pianist. Though everyone was very happy, I was not. Because I did not understand the classical music. I thought I was tone deaf. Tone deaf means unable to hear the difference between high and low notes. And I did not pay attention to the music after it began. After a while, I heard everyone clapping, so I realized that the piece was over. Just then, I heard a gentle but a firm voice. You are fond of Bach? Bach is a German organist and composer of the 17th century. I knew as much as about Bach as I did about nuclear physics. I was going to say something ordinary so that I could get out of the situation. So I wanted to say something so that I could get out of the situation so that the person won't be able to talk to me. I turned in order to look at my neighbor and I saw a very famous face. It was someone with a shock of white hair and pipe. I knew that I must tell this man the truth. He looked at me as if my answer was important. I do not know anything about Bach, I said. I have never heard any of his music. He looked surprised. You have never heard of Bach? He asked. He made it sound as if I had said that I had never taken a bath. I would like to understand a music so that I could understand Bach, I said. But I am not able to. I am tone deaf. The old man got up. You will come up with me? He asked. I just remained seated. I am requesting you to come up with me, he said again. So I went up with him. He took me to a room which had a gramophone in it and asked, what kind of music do you like? Well, I answered, I like songs that have words and a kind of music where I can follow the tune. He smiled and nodded. Obviously, nodded me. Just he said, you can give me an example, perhaps. I told him I like anything by Bing Crosby. Okay, an American singer and actor. At once I could hear Bing Crosby's voice filling the room. Now, can you please tell me what you just heard? He said. The simplest answer seemed to be to sing the lines, so I sang it back to him. He smiled. You are not tone deaf, he said. I told him this was one of my favorite songs, something I had heard hundreds of times, so it didn't really prove anything. Nonsense, said Einstein. It proves everything. Do you remember your first arithmetic lesson in school? Suppose at your first contact with numbers, your teacher had ordered you to work out a problem in, say, long division or fractions. Could you have done it? Einstein, he said, see, your teacher has just taught you numbers and she asked you to do some fractions, long division. You would be able to do. No, of course not, I said. Exactly. It is like learning maths. You have to learn addition and subtraction in order to do multiplication and division. Now I am playing something a little more advanced. And it was John McCormack and singing the trumpeter, sing that back, he ordered. And we went on from level to higher level until he was playing just music without words. I was amazed that this great man was paying complete attention to me so that I could learn something new. So he taught me, he paid complete attention to me so that I could learn something great. It was as if I was the most important person in this world. Suddenly he got up and turned off the gramophone. Now, young man, he said, we are ready to listen to Bach. We went down and sat in the hall. Just allow yourself to listen. He said, that's all there is to it. I have heard that piece many times since that day. But I am never alone. I am sitting beside a small man with a shock of untidy hair and pipe in his mouth. He has eyes that are unusually warm. When the concert ended, I too was able to clap sincerely. This time, sincerely, I too was able to clap. Our hostess came towards us. We both stood up. I'm sorry, Dr. Einstein, she said, giving me a cold look, that you missed so much. I'm sorry, in between you got up and went, you missed so much. I'm sorry too, he said. My young friend here and I, however, were engaged in the greatest activity of which a human being is capable. She looked puzzled. Really? She said. And what is that? Einstein smiled and put his arm across my shoulders, opening up the frontiers of beauty. Music is beauty if we understand. So, very nice lesson, light reading lesson. Read it once again. In my next video, let's discuss about the grammar. Okay?